ଆକ୍ଟିଭ ମୋଷ୍ଟ ଆକ୍ଟିଭ ହେଉଛି ଲାୟନ୍ ଟେଲ୍, ସମ୍ବର ଡିଅର୍, Malabar civet, somber deer. The Malabar civet is considered optional. So elusive that little known about the biology and ecology part. Apart from habitats, somber deer are the either crepuscular active at dusk and dawn or nocturnal, active during the night animals. Somber deer, Malabar civet considered nocturnal, Ratricher. Elusive that title known about the biology and ecology. Invasive species specialist group. Actually, invasive species specialist group that develop the global invasive species database belongs to which one of the following organization? Invasive species specialist group, global invasive specialist database, International Union for Conservation Nature, part of the IUCN. It is a global organization dedicated to conserving specialist group that develops the global invasive specialist database. Belongs to which one of the following organization? Invasive specialist group is a part of the IUCN, which is a global organization dedicated to conserving nature and promoting sustainable development. The ISSG specializes in addressing issues related to invasive species and develops the global invasive species, provide information and resources on invasive species worldwide. Invasive species worldwide. Invasive species special group ISG. Global invasive species invasive. Nature. Global organization dedicated to conserving nature and promoting sustainable development. Addressing issues related to invasive species and develop the global invasive species database. In India, Biodiversity Management Committee are key to realization of objective of the Nagoya Protocols. Realization of objective of Nagoya Protocols. The Biodiversity Management Committee have an important function in determining access and benefit sharing, including the power to levy collection fees on the access of biological resources within its jurisdiction. Biodiversity Management Committee are key to realization of objectives of Nagoya Protocols. Objective of Nagoya Protocols. The Biodiversity Management Committee have important functions in determining access and benefit sharing, including power to levy collection fees on the access of biological resources. Biodiversity Management Committee have important function in determining access, including power to levy collection fees on the access of biological resources within its jurisdiction. In India, Biodiversity Management Committee are key to realization of the objectives of Nagoya Protocols. The Biodiversity Management Committee have an important function in determining access and benefit sharing. The Biodiversity Management Committee in India play a crucial role in implementation of Nagoya Protocols. On access and benefit sharing, the Nagoya Protocol is an international agreement to aims to ensure the fair and equitable sharing of benefit arising from the utilization of genetic resources. BMC have an important function as determining access to biological resources and access to traditional knowledge and facilitating benefit sharing. Management committee have important functions in determining access of the benefit sharing. They are to levy collection fees on the access of biological resources within its jurisdiction, are key to a realization of objective of Naga protocols. Biodiversity Management Committee function determining access and benefit sharing. Water levy collection. Hocker Outland. The 2 pairs. Renuka Outland located in Himachal Pradesh. Renuka. And Natur. Natural wetland fish water. Renuka Himachal Pradesh. Wetland. Renuka Wetland. Himachal Pradesh. And Rudrasagar Lake. Rudrasagar Lake also known as Tujikima. Rudrasagar Lake also known as the Tujikima. Located in Melaghar, Tripura, India. The Ministry of Environment and Forest of India has identified Rudrasagar as one of the wetland. Rudrasagar. Rudrasagar Lake called Tujikima, located in Melaghar, Tripura. Hokkera wetland located in northwest Himalayan province, Kashmir. Sattamkotta Lake wetland, largest freshwater lake, Kerala. Sattamkotta. Alfalfa. Following a nitrogen fixing plant. Chickpea. Spinach. Alfalfa, chickpea, clover and nitrogen fixation plant. Clover, abanga. Alfalfa. Alfalfa is a perennial flowering plant. Legume family. Fabaceae. Legume family Fabaceae. It cultivated as an important forage crop in many countries. Symbiotic anti-fixation by alfalfa provides substantial amounts of nitrogen. Plants. Livestock operation, subsequent crops and soil organic matter. Not a bad. Actually, which is not a bad. Golden mohair not a bird. It is the world's largest living freshwater fish. Species of genus star. It is known as tiger of Indian River. WHO air quality guidelines consider the following statement. On 4. WHO air quality guidelines. Hey. Anna? 1 or 4 are correct. 24 hour WHO air quality. 24 hour means PM 2. Particulate matter 2.5 should not exceed 15. Unknown mean PM 2.5 should not exceed. Excessive ozone in the air can trigger asthma. Excessive ozone trigger asthma. According to WHO guidelines, the annual average for PM according 2.5 should not exceed 5 micrograms per cubic meter of the air. 24 hours average should not exceed 15 micrograms. Excessive ozone in the air can have marked effect on human health. It can cause breathing problems, trigger asthma, or reduce lung function. Annual average of PM 2.5 should not exceed 5 micrograms. Excessive ozon in the air can trigger asthma. Highest levels of ozone pollution occur. Excessive ozone in the air can have marked effect on human health. It can cause breathing problems, trigger asthma, reduce lung function, and cause lung diseases. Average 2.5 should not exceed 5 micrograms per cubic meter. Certain species which one of the following organism as well as known as cultivator of fungi. Fungi, crab spider. Them as well as known as cultivators of fungi. Species of ant is a well-known cultivator of fungi. The ant providing cultivator of fungi. All the food the fungus needs, carefully selecting the leaves that the fungus prefers and even secreting antibiotics to prevent bacteria from growing on the rotting leaves in competition with the fungus. This ant also carry the fungus around when they move to a new location. All the food fungus needs, carefully selecting the leaves that the fungus prefers, even secreting antibiotics to prevent bacteria from growing on the rotting leaves. Rotting fungus. Carbon monoxide causes of acid rain. Carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide, acid rain. Excess of nitrogen oxide and sulfur dioxide in the environment are causes of acid rain. Power plants release the majority of sulfur dioxide and much of the nitrogen oxide. Majority of sulfur dioxide and much of the nitrogen oxide. When they burn fossil fuels such as the coal to produce electricity, in addition the exhaust from cars, trucks and buses releases nitrogen oxides and sulfur dioxide in the air. Power plant release the majority of sulfur dioxide in much of the nitrogen oxides. Majority of sulfur dioxide and much of nitrogen oxide. When they burn fossil fuels such as coal to produce electricity, in addition the exhaust from of cars, trucks and buses releases nitrogen oxide and sulfur dioxide. When they burn fossil fuels, power plants releases burn fossil fuels such as the coal to produce electricity. Cars, trucks release nitrogen oxide and sulfur dioxide. Detritivores earthworm, millipedes and wood lice are detritivores. Detritivores are the organisms which feed on the dead. Millipedes, wood lice, decaying plants and animals. By doing so, decaying plants and animals doing so, all these detritivores contributes to decomposition and nutrient cycles. The term detritivores and decomposer are often used interchangeably. For the rescue of different organisms, detritivores are usually arthropods. Help in the process of remineralization. Remineralization.